In this basics video, we're going to take a look at some methods of putting a straight edge onto these oak boards. Just how do you get a straight edge on a piece of board? I'm going to show you a number of ways to do it. One is to use a plane, but not a small one if you can help it. Go up to as large a plane as you have. Larger the better. And if you can get hold of one, get hold of a plane called a jointer. And by using a large plane like this, with a bit of effort, you can get a straight edge on a board. And what you should be checking as you go is to make sure that your work is square and to make sure it is straight. Now it's best to have a long straight edge if you have one. And something like this will help you find out where the high spots are. When you see a high spot, put a pencil mark and then start planing again. And in that way you're going to end up getting this board reasonably straight and reasonably square. There are other ways of doing it. Well, this is another way of going about it. This is a planer thicknesser, and this one's made by a company called Electra Beckham, now sold under the name of Metabo. It's got two blades on a revolving cutter here, which cuts the wood. This is set up to do planing, in other words, making pieces of wood straight and flat. And this is the safety cover, which I'll adjust shortly, and this is the rear fence. Now it's important, if you have one of these, every now and again you must check that your rear fence is absolutely at right angles to the bed of the planer. And that's perfectly square and perfectly straight. Now sometimes a piece of wood like this one can be so badly out of true that starting off with a hand plane or even using your jointer can be a bit of an issue. Well, what are the options when it's so badly out of true? Well, one way would be to put a nice straight edge on it, draw a pencil line all the way along its length, and then go and find a proper saw like this one. This one used to belong to my father, and you then rip it down following that pencil line. After that you use one of the two methods we've just described. But there are easier ways these days. You could clamp a straight edge in a suitable place and then take your righter and then use the righter up against the straight edge to then trim off that edge using the appropriate bit, and that then also will give you a nice straight line. But there are even easier ways. And another method, and the method I prefer, is to use a track saw like this one from Festool. And I'm going to use this using this guide rail to cut a dead straight line along this piece of oak. Now I did that, cutting off a little bit more than I needed, just to demonstrate how beautiful it finished. That is as smooth as anything, absolutely perfect. Now you know why it's my favourite method. Now when you've produced your nice straight edge, don't forget to mark it, and then you know that that is your reference edge.